Hey y'all, today, just as promised, I've got another yummy dip recipe. Today, we're making pepperoni pizza dip. So what you're gonna need is 2 blocks of softened cream cheese, and make sure that they're good and soft because again, we're gonna be mixing by hand. Now, you definitely could use your mixer if you wanted to, but I just didn't see the sense in pulling out another dish to wash. And, trying to make it easy on yourself. So make sure you set your cream cheese out. Let it get soft. I know I'm notorious for not sitting it out and forgetting about that, but I actually did remember this time. So just let your cream cheese get soft, and we're going to need 2 blocks of that. Put that right over into your bowl. Now, this is another dip that I made for our little family get-together that we had over the weekend. And as I mentioned before in the other video, I have a nephew that follows keto. So I wanted to make sure that I had some things that he and his fiance could eat, so they're not left out. I don't like leaving anybody out of stuff, y'all. So, make stuff that everybody likes, because even the people who don't follow keto were in love with this dip. Every single person. I'm just telling y'all, this is a good one. You're going to have to make it. So you're going to need about a cup of chopped pepperoni, and then you're going to need some more for the top. So you can use, this is just regular pepperoni, whatever the Hormel brand, I guess. You can use whatever brands you want. You could also use turkey pepperoni if you prefer turkey pepperoni. That would definitely work in here. And then the little mini pepperonis would also be real good in here. So whatever you have or whatever you can get your hands on will work just fine. I also almost browned up some ground beef to mix in with this, but at the last minute, I decided not to. I decided I would just keep this simple and just make it pepperoni pizza dip. But you could definitely make this like a supreme pizza dip and do like mushrooms, bell peppers, onions, sausage. You could really make this any way you wanted to. So once we get our pepperoni in there, we're going to go ahead and add in about a teaspoon of Italian seasoning. And then we're going to add about a half a teaspoon of garlic powder. And this is all the seasonings we're going to put in here. We're putting a lot of cheese, so you're not going to need, and with the cheese combined with the pepperoni, you're not going to need to add salt to this. We didn't add any salt. Literally, that's the only seasonings I put in there. And it's all it needed. Y'all, this stuff was so good. But anyway, now you're going to add in there your cheeses. You need 1/4 cup of parmesan and about 2 cups of shredded mozzarella. But you're also going to need another cup of mozzarella for the top. Okay, we're just going to mix 2 cups in and then have another cup for the top. Then we're going to add in about a 1/2 cup of cottage cheese. And don't let that freak you out. If you're like, oh, I don't like cottage cheese, I don't like the texture, I don't like this. It's all going to be mixed in, and it's going to be baked. You're never even going to know that there's cottage cheese in there. It's just going to make this dip a little bit cheesier, a little bit creamier, okay? So once you get everything added in your bowl, go ahead and mix it up real good until everything is nice and combined, okay? And like I said, you really could add anything you want to this. Now, this again is a dip that I made the night before. I put the whole thing together the night before, and then I baked it the next day to save myself some trouble. But if you're going to bake it the same day, you can absolutely do that. It's just an option of something that you can make ahead, okay? So we're going to go ahead and put this in an 8x8 pan. And I sprayed it with some cooking spray, and that way when we do bake it, the next day or whatever, or the day of, if you do that, your cheese won't stick too bad to your pan. And I ended up serving this with, what are they called? Like the crostinis, like the little toasted, like, oh shoot, why can I not think of what the bread's called? Y'all know, like garlic, shoot, you know what I'm talking about. What garlic bread comes on. Why can I not think of it, y'all? I'm going to think of it as soon as I stop talking. But anyway, that's what we served it with. So you can either buy it already fixed up in like the bakery section of your store. I got it at Walmart. Or you can slice French bread. That's what it is, French bread. You can slice it up yourself and just toast it in the oven. And that, like I said, that's what we served it with. Except for my nephew, I had made him some low-carb tortillas. I cut those and seasoned them and air fried them and made chips out of them. And so that's what he and his fiance had with our pizza dip. But y'all, let me tell you, this stuff was so good. I was like, I can't even believe it's this good. It's like if you order your favorite takeout pizza and you just pull the topping off of it and you don't eat the crust. That's exactly what this tastes like. So you have to make it. And don't worry about me scraping all that down with my hand. I promise y'all, my hands were clean. So just spread this out in your pan about as even as you can get it. It's dip. It does not have to be perfect. We're not entering any kind of contest of looks on this dip, right? Even though it does look pretty dang good when we finish it. So then you're going to add about, I added maybe a 3/4 of a cup, maybe a cup of pizza sauce to this. You could actually use spaghetti sauce, or you can season you up some tomato sauce. Whatever way you like to make your pizza sauce, you can use, do it that way. I think the original recipe, which I think I found it on TikTok and I just kind of wrote it down. So I'm sorry if I can't link to who where the original recipe came from, because I don't remember, y'all. But I think it called for a whole lot more sauce, but this was plenty to me. So once you get your sauce on, you're going to go ahead and add that last cup of mozzarella cheese and just sprinkle it right on top. Obviously, you see, I'm not measuring. Well, I'm measuring with my heart, y'all. I'm measuring with my heart. But just a layer of mozzarella cheese, however much you want. If you want more, use more. If you want a little less, use a little less. Then we're going to go ahead and put on a layer of pepperoni. And I just covered it, just a whole layer of pepperoni. And that's all there is to this. And like I said, if you wanted to add like vegetables and stuff, you could either like mix them into your dip, or you can sprinkle them on top up here with your pepperoni. Whatever way you want to do it would be just fine. And I know it would absolutely be delicious. But I covered this, put it in the refrigerator overnight, and then the next morning when I got up, I let it sit out. I uncovered it, let it sit out for maybe 30 minutes on the counter just so it wouldn't screaming cold when it went in the oven. You're going to bake this for about 45 minutes on 375, and that is all there is to it. Y'all, this is so ooey, gooey, and cheesy and delicious, and let me tell you, there was none left. Everybody loved it. It was a huge hit. So you got to make it. You got to make it. Now, I know it doesn't look very diet friendly, and honey, if you're lactose intolerant, this may not be the dip for you. You know what I'm saying? But otherwise, maybe take a Lactaid and eat it anyway, because it's fantastic. But that's all I've got for y'all today. I will pop y'all another video over here, and I will catch y'all on the next one. Bye, y'all.